First of all, I want to apologize for not uploading as often as I should have been. Like I said, as you guys already know, this birthday party thing is just crazy. We're actually in the midst of, I actually filmed a video last night, or the night before, and I was going to upload it, but then I was like, no, it's like not what I envisioned of it being. Um, and this whole birthday party thing is just crazy and outrageous. Thank you guys for all your sweet comments telling Hayden happy birthday and saying how cute and sweet and adorable he is. It means a lot to me, and it will mean a lot to him when he's older as well. Also, I told you guys once I reached 200 subscribers that I was going to post my delivery story. That's what I'm going to be doing today. So the long-awaited delivery story. I'm going to make this video as short as possible. I can't promise you that it's going to be short, but I'm going to try to run through it as quickly as I can. So first, I'm just going to go into my last trimester, because you guys already heard my pregnancy story, all about my pregnancy. So I'm just going to go into my last trimester. I was 9 months pregnant. I had went that Friday to an appointment for my pregnancy to like check the heartbeat, make sure everything was okay, see how many centimeters I was dilated, if I was dilated any. And I was 3 centimeters dilated, which is normal. People are like 2, 3 centimeters dilated, and that is completely normal. It doesn't mean you're in labor or anything. It just means that you're dilating, which is good. And then she checked my cervix, and she said that my cervix were like 70% aphased, which means that I was right there at it, like right at my cervix being 100% aphased to have him. My bangs are like crazy. Anyway, so I went home, whatever. Oh, and she actually, this might be kind of gross, but she actually said that the amniotic fluid sac that he was in inside my belly was actually bulging out, which means my water could break any second. And so anyways, I went home, started feeling pain, and I don't know if it was just my nerves or what, but I went to the hospital. They actually said that I was ready to have him, that they were going to go ahead and admit me in the hospital, whatever. Well, I wasn't in super amount of pain, but I was in somewhat of pain, like it was tolerable pain. And usually when you're in labor, you can't tolerate contractions. But anyway, they admitted me into the hospital. They did my epidural and everything. They just didn't put the medicine in the epidural, but they went ahead and inserted it in my back. And anyways, make a long story short, like my sister had come all the way down from where they were stationed at, drove all the way down and to be with me, had all my support people there, whatever. And then they come in and tell me, they checked me again, they said that I wasn't in labor. Anyways, make a long story short, they ended up sending me home. I had already had the epidural in my back. They had to take that out. They sent me home, and then I went back probably 3 days later or so, and I was in a really, really big deal amount of pain, like bad amount of pain. And my back was hurting really bad. And anyways, they ended up checking me, making me pee in a cup, Make a long story short on that one, I wasn't in labor. I had a kidney infection and a bacterial infection, which is normal when you get a bacterial infection is very normal when you get 9 months pregnant, when you're about to deliver and all that. That's very normal. But anyways, they sent me on my way. They gave me antibiotics to take, and that was basically that. Well, a few days later, I started contracting like really, 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 really bad. And I couldn't understand why they wouldn't go ahead and break my water. I was already 38 weeks pregnant, and they wouldn't break my water for me, and I don't understand why they wouldn't, but they didn't. And anyways, ended up going back about 4 days later or so, and I had actually labored at home that night. I went at like 3 in the morning, or it might have been like 1 or 2. Probably, I think it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, because yeah, it was like 1 or 2. And then, or it might have been later or early. I really can't remember. It was between 12 and 2 o'clock in the morning. I went back to the hospital. I was in a big, great amount of pain, and they checked me, and they looked at me and said, I don't know how you did not come here sooner. They said, you are 6 centimeters dilated. You need to be put in the hospital right now. So basically what that meant is I labored at home, which means I was in labor at home for hours, and I dilated and dilated and dilated. And usually when you start feeling contractions, you go to the hospital, they admit you, get your epidural in so that you can't feel any of that. Well, I labored at home until I was 6 centimeters dilated, which was crazy. You have to be 10 centimeters dilated to actually push. So I was 4 centimeters away from actually pushing him out. And anyways, they put my epidural in, put the medicine in. I was good to go. I was in labor, like contracting for like 8 hours or so. And then they finally broke my water for me because it just wasn't going anywhere. And literally within 30 minutes after that, I was ready to push. But my epidural did not work. I don't know why it didn't work. Some people it won't work on. Some people it'll do a miracle for them. But it did not work on me. Actually, whenever I was getting ready to push, I had my legs on the stirrups or whatever, and my sister was rubbing my leg, telling me everything was okay, everything was going to be okay, just to stay calm, whatever. And as soon as I felt her touch my leg, I knew that I was about to feel everything. The most scariest feeling in the world. I could have I felt them. Like I was terrified because they say in the Bible that having a baby is the closest you'll ever come to feeling death. And like I was scared. I was super, super, super scared. And so I had my legs on stirrups, whatever, whatever. And then I was like, I can't, I feel this, my epidural isn't working, like, what am I supposed to do? And it was too late, it was time to push, he was coming. So I pushed for 45 minutes, and he was out. It was the worst pain I've probably ever felt in my entire life. It was so bad. The epidural didn't work at all, and it was so bad that my hip bones, because I have a very petite body, probably not as much now as I did before I got pregnant, because my body has changed a little bit, but I'm short and I'm very petite. And literally, whenever I pushed him out, I felt my hip bones shift apart, like my hip bones just went stomp and just shifted apart, and I felt them, and I remember screaming, "He's breaking me," because it hurt so bad. My hip bones just shifted, like the bones scrubbed against each other and shifted apart, and then went back together. And my OBGYN, the woman that I wanted to deliver him, let a trainee deliver him. She was a registered nurse, and then she was training to be a midwife to like deliver babies or whatever. And so she let her deliver my baby. Well, whenever he came out, I had stopped pushing at one point around his neck because it was hurting so bad, and I couldn't breathe. I had to stop pushing, and they said you gotta keep pushing. You're gonna hurt him. You're choking him. So I pushed out, and whenever I pushed, he just like he came out. Well, the trainee grabbed his arm. I think it was his right arm, to be honest. It might have been his left. It was one of his arms. If he was sitting here with me, I'd be able to tell you. But I think it was his right arm. She grabbed his arm and pulled him, like, had his arm like this. And whenever I pushed, she had, like, grabbed his arm. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to grab them by the head and gently hold their head and then guide them out. She had him by his arms. And whenever he came out, he twisted like this, like all the way around. He twisted, and his little arm, like baby's arm, twisted completely around and broke his bone in half. Now, this right here is where it broke. The baby's collarbone is very normal to break. It happens in a lot of pregnancies. That's very common, like super common. But his humerus broke, and we called a specialist in, and he said that it was not normal he's never really seen a baby's humerus being broke with delivery. And I had never heard of that before, and I wasn't told until everybody was out of the room and people were starting to come in to see him, because I was pissed. And if I would have known that his arm was broke while I was laying on that bed and he was out, it would have been bad. I'm just telling you, because that pissed me off. And nobody even apologized to me for breaking his arm. So I was pretty pissed. I'll never have another child at that hospital again, ever, ever, ever. It was complete and utter shit. Excuse my language, but it was crap, and I was very angry. I'm getting angry thinking about it. So I had a very difficult delivery. I went several times to the hospital thinking I was in labor, and really I wasn't. They wouldn't break my water for me. They said that you have to be 38 weeks pregnant. I think I was 37 weeks, to be honest. I think I was 37 weeks pregnant. They're like, you got to be 38 weeks before you break your water, da-da-da. And I was like, can you just break my water already so I can get this child out of me? I mean, for Come on now. They never broke my water, and finally they did because he wasn't going anywhere. I could have carried that child like 43, 44 weeks, and he probably wouldn't have came out if they didn't break my water. Um, but it was a bad time, very bad time, and person that delivered him, the woman that let the trainee deliver him actually quit that. She quit working in this town and went and moved to a different town and started working. Um, so bye, bye, because it doesn't even matter. If I had my time to go over with it, I would have had a different midwife deliver my child. But I had a difficult pregnancy, difficult delivery, but in the end, it all worked out. I'm healthy. My baby's healthy. I couldn't ask for a better child. He'll be 1 in 2 days, and it's been a crazy, hectic ride, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Um, my question and answer video will be up sometime tomorrow. I'm hoping. Um, I hope this covered I hope this covered everything. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I'll answer it in my question and answer video. You can ask me anything, personal, non-personal. You can ask me about my delivery, whatever you want to ask me. Go ahead and ask me, because I'll answer anything you guys ask. That is it for this video. It is what time? It's 1:05, and Hayden's taking a nap. I got ready for the day. So yeah, we're going to see what this day has in store. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to thumbs this video up if you enjoyed watching it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. I will see y'all in my next video. And yeah, I love you guys. Bye.